Have you ever wondered how the bison, an animal so majestic and powerful, could shape the culture of an entire civilization? As we traverse the annals of history, we find ourselves amidst the vast grasslands of the Great Plains, a place where the bison and the Native Americans forged an ancient bond that would leave an indelible mark on both their destinies. In the heart of this expansive wilderness, the bison was more than just an animal. It was the lifeblood of the Plains Indians, an essential resource that sustained their way of living. Imagine a creature, mighty and robust, providing not just food for sustenance, but also the raw materials for clothing, shelter, and tools. Every part of the bison, from its fur to its bones, was utilized, a testament to the resourcefulness and ingenuity of these tribes. But the relationship between the bison and the Native Americans was not merely transactional. It was a bond steeped in reverence and gratitude. The Plains Indians, deeply in tune with nature, understood the intricate balance of life. They recognized the bison's sacrifice and honored it through elaborate ceremonies and rituals. These were not mere acts of tradition, but a profound expression of respect towards the creature that gave them life. The bison roamed freely in massive herds, their thunderous presence echoing across the plains. The sight of these magnificent beasts grazing against the backdrop of the endless sky was a spectacle to behold. It was a sight that encapsulated the spirit of the Plains Indians, their resilience and their deep connection with the land and its creatures. As we delve deeper into this fascinating narrative, we realize that the bison was not just a symbol of life and abundance for the Native Americans. It was a beacon of their identity, a reflection of their values, and a cornerstone of their culture. A culture that revered nature, celebrated its gifts, and honored its sacrifices. Indeed, the bison was more than just an animal. It was a symbol of life and abundance for the Native Americans. A story of symbiosis, of coexistence, and of an ancient bond that continues to echo through the annals of history. But how did this harmonious coexistence change with the arrival of the European settlers? With the European settlers' arrival in the New World, the balance that had been maintained for centuries began to waver. The settlers, hailing from lands that prized cattle and sheep, found a different kind of wealth in the bison of the Great Plains. Seeing an opportunity for profit, they began a campaign of mass slaughter, hunting the bison not for sustenance, but for sport and commerce. The once teeming herds of bison were reduced to mere trickles. Their numbers, which had once darkened the plains, dwindled at an alarming rate. A creature that had freely roamed the vast expanse of the Great Plains was now being cornered into near extinction. This ruthless decimation of the bison population had a catastrophic impact on the Native American tribes. For them, the bison were not just animals. They were the heart of their culture, the backbone of their survival. Every part of the bison was used, nothing was wasted. But with the bison nearing extinction, the Native Americans were stripped of their primary resource, their way of life. So intertwined with the bison, was brutally disrupted. Food became scarce, traditional clothing and shelter materials were difficult to find, and the tools they relied on became harder to make. The tribe's very survival was threatened. Their culture, which had thrived alongside the bison for centuries, was pushed to the brink. The European settlers' arrival didn't just bring new people to the New World, it brought an entirely new order. An order that valued profit over preservation, exploitation over coexistence. In their pursuit of wealth and dominance, the settlers disrupted a balance that had been painstakingly maintained for centuries. The once thriving population of the bison was brought to its knees, forever altering the landscape of the Great Plains. The harmonious coexistence of the Native Americans and the bison was replaced with a struggle for survival, a struggle that continues to this day. So, how did the Native Americans respond to this drastic change in their way of life? As the bison began to dwindle towards extinction, the Native American tribes of the Great Plains found themselves in a dire struggle for survival. The bison, their lifeblood, was being stripped away from them, leaving a gaping void in their lives and culture. Faced with this grim reality, the tribes had to adapt or face extinction themselves. The Plains Indians, known for their resilience and ingenuity, had to dig deep into their reserves of strength and wisdom. They sought out alternative food sources, learning to farm the land and fish the rivers. They began to trade goods with neighboring tribes and even the new settlers, exchanging their beautifully crafted items for much-needed resources. But despite these necessary adaptations, the Native Americans never forgot their bond with the bison. They continued to honor the animal in their ceremonies and rituals, keeping its spirit alive in their hearts. The bison was not just a provider of physical sustenance, it was a symbol of their identity, their strength, and their connection to the land. The tribes also sought to protect the remaining bison herds. Some hid the animals in secluded areas, away from the settlers' prying eyes and insatiable hunger. Others tried to negotiate with the settlers, pleading for the bison's survival. These efforts, although largely unsuccessful in the face of the settlers' relentless onslaught, showcased the Native Americans' enduring love for the bison and the lengths they would go to protect it. This period of struggle was marked by immense hardship and loss. The tribes, once thriving and vibrant, were reduced to a shadow of their former selves. Yet, in the face of such adversity, their spirit remained unbroken. They held on to their traditions, their beliefs, and their connection with the bison, refusing to let go of their cherished way of life. The Native Americans' struggle for survival was not just a battle for physical existence. It was a fight to preserve their culture, their identity, and their sacred bond with the bison. They stood steadfast in the face of overwhelming odds, their resilience shining through the darkness of their plight. The story of the Native Americans and the bison is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. It's a tale of resilience, adaptation, and unyielding love. It's a reminder of the deep connections we share with nature and the lengths we will go to preserve them. Despite all odds, the connection between the bison and the Native Americans remained unbroken. Now, what does the future hold for the bison and the people of the Great Plains? In today's world, the echoes of ancient traditions can still be heard, whispering tales of respect and reverence for the mighty bison. The legacy of the Native American tribes remains strong, and their deep connection with the bison continues to shape their identity. Efforts are now being made to restore the bison population to its former glory. Conservationists and Native American tribes alike are working hand in hand to bring back the thunderous herds that once roamed the vast expanses of the Great Plains. Through breeding programs, habitat restoration, and reintroduction initiatives, we are beginning to see a resurgence of this iconic species. But it's not just about the bison. Preservation of the cultural heritage of the Native American tribes is equally important. Museums, cultural centers, and educational programs are springing up all across the country, dedicated to keeping the history and traditions of these tribes alive. The rites, ceremonies, and stories of the Plains Indians are being passed down to new generations, ensuring the survival of their unique culture. The connection between the bison and the Native Americans is as strong and resilient as ever. The pulse of the Great Plains beats in the heart of every bison and in the spirit of every Native American. The story of the bison and the people of the Great Plains is one of resilience, of a bond that survives despite the trials and tribulations of history. It is a tale of coexistence, of life intertwined in the grand tapestry of nature. It is a testament to the enduring power of respect, of living in harmony with the land and its creatures. And it serves as a reminder that the past can guide us towards a future where the balance of life is restored. The journey of the bison and the Native Americans is a testament to the resilience of nature and culture in the face of adversity. The story continues, and with every passing day, we are writing new chapters in this epic tale of survival, resilience, and enduring respect. So what can we take away from this journey? Well, simply put, the bond between the bison and the Native American tribes of the Great Plains is a testament to the intricate dance of life and survival. It's a tale of harmony, respect, and resilience. From the ancient times when the bison roamed freely in massive herds, serving as the lifeblood of the tribes, to the devastating impact of European settlers, the connection endures. Even in the face of near extinction, the spirit of the bison and the culture of the tribes remained unbroken. Today, the story continues with efforts to restore the bison population and preserve the rich cultural heritage of the tribes. Their story is a reminder of the intricate balance of life and the enduring power of a shared history. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content.